What's up, guys? Barry Gaming here, back with some more Idle Heroes, and today, thanks to one of our viewers, Lars, who always loves building these new heroes, we get to test out the brand new hero Norton Haig as a first E5 hero situation. Now, I really wish I had the other artwork, because to be honest, his 10-star version looks like a badass compared to it. I think all the artwork I had, I think it's literally all the 5-star version, isn't it? Where is he? I think he's down here. I think this is the one we have. I don't know. They all kind of look very similar to me. It's hard to tell which one's which. Even the 6-star right here. Maybe we had the 6-star? Hard to say. But either way, this hero looks really awesome, and I'm really hoping he is decent. Now, we are pretty much on like an earlier game account. We have like 1 crown. We don't have a crazy soul stone. We don't have crazy boots or anything. We do have V4, but let's be honest, V4 early game nowadays is extremely easy thanks to events like this Thanksgiving feast that are giving, like, where is it? It's down here. Nope, down here. Crazy amounts of stellar shards, like just ridiculous. It takes 2 events and you can literally have a V4 hero out of nowhere. And if I remember correctly, yeah, there's not much power here either, and I don't think Treasure Train has anything crazy. So all these situations set us up to be in a very good early game situation here. So you can see right here, stat wise, 40 million HP, 688,000 attack. Pretty dang good. And what we also can do here today is jump into Sealand and see if he can push even further. Now, I want to take a look at his kit one more time, because we haven't really talked about his live kit just yet here. We, of course, have built-in damage reduction and control immunity, 2 things I absolutely love. He has a basic attack that, sadly, at this point, only does damage to 1 random enemy, but it has a 100% chance to inflict 1 layer of that Breath of the Abysmal Sea, which is really, really important. And he has a 70% chance to stun the target, which is good. I think, actually, no. Oh, actually, yeah. I was thinking it went up to multiple targets when it went up to V2, but it actually does not, sadly. He has the passive skill again, too. At the end of each round, it has a 100% chance to put another one of those layers on it, which is very important. And then, respectively, has a 100% chance to stun them. So lasting to the end of the round is very important. And then all those Breath of Abysmal Seas really come into play, because not only does he do all damage with his active skill, he's also going to be doing more damage for every target that has Breath of Abysmal Seas. For every layer, it deals damage equal to 11% of their max HP, up to a total of 3 times if they have those 3 layers. And then if they have 3 layers, it's going to restore HP based on a certain percentage of damage you did and remove all those layers while also reducing their speed. So a really, really interesting kit here. He's running a crit attack stone on this, which I kind of like. And honestly, since he is a very tanky hero, potentially it makes me want to run Balanced Strike. So let's see what he can do. If he can get an easy Sealand 20 done, that would be awesome. Oh my gosh, could I cheese this with a bunch of Tixes? I feel like that might be cheating. You know what we should do? Ace Trolls. Let's summon out 5 of these guys, because they are the good old school method of, I don't have any other useful heroes. We're just going to go ahead and do that. So let's just level them all up to level 60. Which might sound like a waste, but honestly, a lot of early game accounts use this strategy where you get a little bit of extra CC out. And we're not using any other like super powerful heroes, so just adding a couple, like, you know, one with energy too. This is very much early game progression and could very well be what we see. So let's do this. Let's get all of y'all up here so you can be in the front row. I think running a team like that should be fine. And honestly, let's see what he's like with a Nemean, with the line, and be like a little more tanky here. So again, he's very quick here. He gets that 1 hit off. It doesn't get the stun, sadly. We do have all these ice trolls, which are probably just going to go down. Surprisingly not, though. Again, the one nice thing about early game now is even just like basic treasure train stuff really makes the tankability of your team go way up. And you can see right here, these anchors are the buffs. I don't know if there's a way to tell if there's multiple layers or not, but again, super tanky. I guess maybe even running Balance Strike is a little bit not necessary, because if I really think about it, he should be doing lots of healing with his ultimate active skill. Maybe even putting him up front is the play here. And again, maybe Nemean's not even the right play. The lion monster pet. Because we might want just the ramping damage for that 1 round it applies. The downside of this hero is no, he does not apply any type of buff. Now, if we did have a Deathsworn apply a burn and we had the Phoenix on this account, that would be a good option. And I think that's the option I'm going to do on our free-to-play series. But with how tanky he is and how much healing he does, is kind of promising here. Granted, the Nemean is coming in clutch with some shielding. Sadly, it's only his active skill that does heal, so we do have to make it to those active skills to get that healing going, but it seems good. I do think we are going to have to swap over to the wolf, though, if we're going to want a stacking buff of damage here. And again, this is V4, so this is usually how we end our test. Usually we start it with like V1, maybe V2. I don't think that's necessarily going to be strong enough for this hero, but again, we will see how this turns out. We do have that wolf buff that can stack up, which is nice, and you see tons of stunning happening, even just at the end of the round when he survives. As long as he survives, at the end of the round, there's a decent chance to actually get a good hit off. He did have that poison dot, which was a little bit of a downside here. I think what we need to do is swap his E3 from Control Purify over to Dot Purify, and I think that'll be a good play here. His damage isn't like anything crazy, honestly. I almost wish he had some sort of like counterattack too. But yeah, that stack starts adding up and it ends up being a lot of damage here. Oof. So the Mian is kind of a good play here. Again, going with that, where is it? Dot Purify is pretty solid. I feel like this is still the way to go. I don't think running something offensive is great. Him with an active skill round 1 really isn't going to do much of anything. And again, we're using very normal support heroes with these ice trolls. Just about everybody can do this type of composition, which is pretty good. Getting rid of that dot again at the end of every round will be good, because I think the dot is doing most of the damage to us anyway. Got everybody CC'd there, which is good, which means we're going to be able to get a good heal in this round, top ourselves off. And again, if we just keep a lot of enemies CC'd, this can be really good. To be honest, a Rui Scepter on this hero would probably be disgusting. You know what? Now that I think about it, a Rui Scepter as first artifact might be disgusting. We just have a bunch of crowns everywhere. Don't have a Rui Scepter, but to be honest, a Rui Scepter would be pretty busted. I'm sure somebody's gonna tell me I missed a chest, but I don't see an artifact chest here. There are relics for it, but again, I don't want to use it just yet, because remember, the most important powerful part about this hero is this last one. At the end of each round, there's a 100% chance to inflict 1 layer of Breath of Abyssal Sea on 2 random enemies, respectively, for 2 rounds, and a 100% chance to inflict a stun on them. So granted, it's not going to necessarily hit everybody every round, but if you can start, if you get lucky and it kind of like staggers on which target it goes on, that could be actually pretty good. And out of all the newer heroes we've seen, he is actually like, this is actually one of the best results we've had getting to Sealand 20. There's been a lot of these heroes that have not made it to Sealand 20, and it looks like he actually is. He's got a lot of self-healing with that ult active skill there. Oh no, we were just missed the energy cutoff there. And again, I don't know if Rui Scepter would make him too squishy, but that is definitely something I'd love to test. If somebody has built him and has a Rui Scepter, I'd love to see how it turns out. And again, honestly, the buff on the wolf and everything is kind of important on who it lands on. Like if it misses him the first time around, that's a big negative. But again, keeping enemies CC'd, and especially as we're working down enemies, and the fact that his basic does stun as well, he has a really good chance to just like chain CC everybody on the battlefield here and keep himself going. I think he's going to go down here. Oh yeah, he does go down just barely. I think with enough attempts, Sealand 20 should definitely be doable with him, especially if you have like 1 or 2 ticks as well, because those ticks can be basically hitting the boss, and the boss is the biggest issue here. So I think a lot of accounts typically have 1 or 2 Tixes. Let's try doing that little swap to see if it's enough to get the kill here. Again, V4 sounds like a lot for early game, but nowadays with the way the events are structured, it is so much easier to get that done. And again, the boss is kind of like the only real difficult thing to do here. So if we just jump in here, we come over to a couple of these Tixes. Let's level just 2 of them up. And we're not even gonna like give them any gear, artifacts, anything like that. We're just gonna toss them in this team in the very back here. So 1 2 1 2, get that going here. If they do die in the first round, that's fine because the ghosts start ticking, but otherwise they get to do their damage reduction, which is nice. It's funny how much 5 stars and 3 stars and stuff survive nowadays. Okay, so 1 of them went on the boss. That's the important part. We need at least 1 of them on the boss, I feel like. And again, those ticks, ghosts ticking ends up being a ton of damage on the boss. And yeah, that's exactly what we needed. And he literally just chain CCs the enemies to death. Now, there's no way he's going to be as good as Eloise at this point, because Eloise can do this with so much less. But I mean, we're jumping right into ceiling 21 and he's not immediately dying. Granted, that fairy guard utterly destroyed us, but pretty solid first E5 pick, and it now gives me a little bit more confidence that our free-to-play series is going to be a lot of fun. So let me know what you guys think. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Thank you, Lars, once again for letting us jump on your account. I'm honestly impressed with what he can do, and the stunning, out of everything in this kit, the stunning is like the best part about his utility. So hopefully you guys enjoy this one. I'll see you guys next time.